Mildly disappointed episode 85. This is episode 85. It's been a while since I've done an intro, and I've done something like this. I'm going to be doing them again. I'm trying to reproduce, get back into the bit of the production with regards to the podcast. So I'm trying to make it look better, make it, do the proper thing with the intros and all that stuff. And tell you about a little bit about what's going on. Been dealing with a lot of things. 2020 has been some challenges. I mean, let's be honest. Everyone's been challenged by 2020. I think some people more than others, but it's been tough, man. It's been a really hectic year. And now, I mean, like when anything happens, I'm just like, yeah, cool, okay, fine. Like I'm not. It doesn't even bother me anymore. So I think that's kind of the good thing. I've actually been thinking a lot about like the challenges of this whole COVID thing and how to deal with it and what it's done. It's like, sure, it has leveled my game up, or my fucking self-development, or my miraculous ability. I find now my miraculous ability to actually deal with shit has gone way up. It's like I can deal with so much more shit. 2020 has thrown the fucking kitchen sink, the bucket full of shit and detritus and diarrhea on me, and it's like, I'm like, okay, cool. I come out smelling like motherfucking roses, because it's just, what do you do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna bitch and moan? Are you gonna fucking throw your toys? You're just gonna deal with it, man. I mean, like 2020, what's 2020 for me is like, okay, cool, 2020, then you're gonna have a kid. Oh, okay, cool. That wasn't planned. That's gonna happen now. And then you're gonna, then the COVID thing's gonna happen. And then, oh, by the way, the mother doesn't have medical aid, so you're going to have to make money and pay for that, because fucking doctors are expensive. And then also there's she's not going to have a job, and then there's also going to be a COVID, you must reduce your fees because we can't afford to pay you, so there's that. And then we've got through all of that. He is ready. All those challenges, all of those things, got through, done, no problem. Worked out the money, paying for the birth, paying for everything. Figured all of that shit out. Working the ass off, fucking doing what you need to do. And then now today, he's due on the 24th of August, the year of our Lord in 2020. And I find out today that, and it's now, I'm sitting on the 12th, so 12 days away. I find out that our doctor, the doctor that we found and that we love and that has looked after us, has COVID. No, he's got COVID. And it's like, what? And it's like, no, it's just literally laughable. It's just laughable. It's just like, it's just another thing, man. It's just another thing to deal with. It's like, it's like, it's laughable in the sense of just like the fact that it's not laughable because he has fucking COVID. Jesus, I hope he's okay more than anything. I mean, obviously that's first thing that goes through my head is just like, sure, I hope he's fine. Because he's an older gentleman, and I hope he pulls through. That's the main thing. That's the main concern. But it's just like this is just another thing that's just happened. It's just like, come, like 2020. What else have you got to throw? It's like it doesn't matter anymore. It's all fucking things. It's all things. It's just throwing things. But it's like, it's weird. It's like when I have had to do something, I found out when I have to do something, when I have zero choice, I can do it. And I have no doubt to myself anymore that I can do it. So then it's like, why not just give yourself zero choice in everything that you do? There is zero choice. You will do this, or that's it. Just don't give yourself any other option. There's no other option. And I think it's kind of a way of like engineering the chaos or like the weird shit that's been going on at the moment into a way that can help you or help me get things done and not procrastinate, and to be a better person, be a better dad, be a better, all of that. It's like, I've also obviously been thinking about the dad stuff as well, like being a better dad. And I'm not worried about practicalities, man. I'm not worried about like the changing of the nappies and like if he's crying and what to do and all that stuff. It's just like, and keeping him alive. It's like everyone's done it. It's like fucking people, morons have brought up children. Like, there are a lot of fucking people who are idiots and they've been able to do it. So why the fuck can't I do it? I'm a mildly fucking intelligent, albeit very anxious and often fucking crazy person. But I'm a bit, I'm, I don't know. It's just like, it's one of 5 things in my mind. Do you know what I mean? If he's crying, fucking, it's either he's hungry, he needs a tit, don't we all? So either he needs the boob, he needs to be cleaned or there's nappy changed, or he is hot or too cold, there's a temperature thing, or he needs attention, or he's tired. And I'm like, okay, well, if as long as it's not one of the, like, and then you work through those 5 things, and then if it's not that, then I don't know. But I don't know, it just seems simple to me for some reason. I think I'll be fine. And then, like, as long as you've got the car seats and you plug him in properly and you do all of those things, then he'll be safe in the back of the car, not rolling around like a crazy person. But it's been challenging, man. It's been challenging. And but it's been good because I'm like, I feel so blessed, like OMG, like totes blessed of like how far I've come over this, like the last, like, 8 months or whatever. It's like been amazing. 8 months, man. 8 months, fucking 5 spent in quarantine. In the lockdown. People are resilient, man. I'm resilient. You are resilient. Everyone is resilient. It's just that's my biggest takeaway from this. If you take anything away from this, is like, just know how resilient you are, that you've fucking survived this thing. It's been a scary year. So if you can wake up in the morning with a smile on your face, smile on your dial, but you're a lot better off than most, because it's made me really think about the things that are important, and it's like really, really work. It's like FOMO, I don't have that anymore. It's like I'm not worried about going out and doing those things and that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be doing these intros again, and I really enjoyed doing the solo thing. So I'm going to what I'm doing is, and a lot of people have said to me, I really enjoy your solo episodes. So I'm going to be doing one a week. I'm going to be doing an extra episode a week. But there's a catch, family, because there's a catch, fam. Homies, homettes. There's a catch. Sorry, I don't mean to be gender specific. Homes is people. So I'm going to be doing an extra episode a week, and that's going to live on Patreon. So I am now on Patreon, and there are like 2 tiers. So I've got 2 tiers. So I'm going to be doing a weekly Patreon where there's going to be an extra episode, and then you will get so I'm starting it next week. It's going to be starting from the next week. I will be doing an episode a week of just me, about half an hour, ranting and raving, talking about what's going on in my life, maybe a little bit about psychedelics, self-development, but it's just going to be unfiltered, unedited, raw, fucking out there shit, whatever. Just like no PC bullshit, no nothing. Just whatever the fuck I want to say, what you've become accustomed to, and what I think you guys love. So that's going to be up every week in the Patreon. So it's patreon.com/mildly disappointed. That will obviously all be in the show notes. And as usual, this is on Facebook. So like the Facebook page, Mildly Disappointed. And also the YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, so check out the YouTube channel, Mildly Disappointed, and hit a subscribe button, hit the notification bell so it gets there, so you get wind of it straight away as it comes out. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram. That's Andy Macked, ANDYMACKED. And like I said, please support Patreon, either the $5 or the $10 tier, the monthly tier. I'd really appreciate it, so I can keep this going. And then I'll start doing some merch, and I'll start doing some other things later. And then when I do live shows, there'll be that as well. And then comedy and all that. I don't know, whatever. The sky's the limit. But you are the listeners, and you guys help me keep this podcast going. So I'd appreciate it if you could jump onto Patreon and do one of those tiers, man. I would really appreciate it. And also check out Mac Media if you are interested in doing podcasting, starting podcasting, or any of those things. Hit me up and we can discuss all of those things. So this week I have my guest is Isuru, and he, along with another hilarious comedian, Gavin Carey, both do a weekly kind of like news wrap up vibe, which is called Sunday Best. So it comes out every, like, check it out. It's on YouTube, and it's like a clips show. It's like a clips based show based on the week, what's going on currently at the week, what's been going on the week currently, and you can and they just like bounce back ideas forward and backwards about what's going on in like current topics, anything that's going on in the news. It's a fun way to view the news, because let's be honest, the news is actually a bunch of bullshit. It's just lies, and they're full of shit. They don't know what the fuck is actually going on, and these guys give you a fun and interesting take on, the whole news cycle for that week and what's been going on. So check it out. The link will be in the show notes, and as long with Isuru's, all of his Instagram handles and everything like that. And he's they're both very, very funny comedians. Been doing it for a while, and just awesome fucking dudes. Isuru's an awesome dude, very intelligent dude, very funny, very interesting. We had an awesome conversation. We get into all sorts of topics about missing comedy, about the news, about fucking fake news, about how sensationalist the news is these days, and how woke fucking culture, and how just full of bullshit, and cancel culture. And we get into all the topics of the day and what's going on in everyone's current lives, or in the current media cycle at the moment, or in the current state of the media, should I say. So it's a really awesome fucking podcast. I obviously enjoyed catching up with him and chatting to him. I'm sure you guys will like it too. So without any more bullshit, please welcome Isuru. Going.
All right, man. It's been so long. We should have done this a while back. I'm so sorry, man.
No worries, dude. It's all good, but it's like everyone's all fucked up with this corona thing, dude. You look like you're ready to fight like an evil ninja, bro. That's what that's the look I get.
Yeah, they used to
white
call
with
me
the white
Samurai
background.
Jack.
Yeah, dude. There's a very Samurai Jack thing about you.
No, the reason why I have a white background, dude, is because when I do Sunday Best with Gavin, we have like different Zoom backgrounds.
Oh, so
how
do you guys do it? Do you like have like a specific Zoom background that you have like each week, or is it like a theme? Because I've noticed you guys kind of have themes. Like one day there was a couple of weed.
Yeah, dude. So like, let me check this one out. This was the one we did for Savannah.
Sweet. Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, obviously because my shirt is white, so.
Okay, now you look like a floating disembodied head.
So you get like different ones. So for the whole Will Smith and Jada, Jada in the background. There's so many cool ones. There's even a.
So that's the entanglement episode. That's the Office episode.
Check this one, The Office.
That's cool, bro.
So if you want to do it, you should just have a solid background.
Yeah.
And it works nicely. Obviously, if you have a green background, it works even better.
Oh, for sure. Okay.
The green screen, like that sort of thing.
And then when you guys are doing the Sunday Best, do you guys do like do you share your screens? Because I know you've got like topics, or you're speaking.
Yeah. That's exactly how we do it. So we just share screen, and because when you record, it has both of our feeds on there. So it's like we're just commenting on the article.
Shit, dude. Well, it looks like you're actually having a lot of fun doing it, bro, which is the main thing.
Yeah, it's actually crazy the way we came up with it, because Gavin and I, we used to have like writing sessions every week, even before lockdown. We used to meet up and then just share each other's jokes and just help each other out.
Yeah.
And because of the whole lockdown situation, we started to do it on Zoom. And then what happened was we started commenting on some current affairs, and then we realized, shit, you know what? We could actually do a show of something similar to this, where we're just riffing off, different articles or celebrities or whatever.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking a great idea, man. It's fucking awesome. Well, it's like where I choose to get my news. Where I'm not gonna I get more news from you guys and then from fucking Q Dube than I do from actually CNN or Fox or anything like that, dude. I don't give a shit. I can't do news, dude.
Yeah,
I can't, dude. It drives me nuts.
I know, dude. Mainstream media, dude, is filled with, I don't know, just lies and sensationalism. It's really bad. But even some of the articles that we use CNN sometimes and Fox.
Yeah.
We know these news companies aren't like the most,
reliable,
valid articles. Yeah, reliable articles. But we just, it's more about the jokes more than anything else.
No, for sure. You guys are poking fun and making fun of it, dude. It's like, but it's become like it's like a genre of like online kind of comedy now. I mean, like in the vein of like Andrew Schultz is doing his like highly produced kind of like things. It's like,
dude, Andrew Schultz's stuff is amazing, man.
Dude, he's so good, man. He's so good. He's changed the game. Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you watch the Joe Rogan podcast. Even I was watching the one with Joe Rogan and Russell Peters.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Andrew Schultz as well in terms of how he has just taken advantage of this whole lockdown situation because
Yeah.
he had the whole YouTube thing up and running even before lockdown.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, he's got Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne, and then he's got Flagrant with okay Sing, and then he's also got now he's got his own like kind of like it's like everything you want from the nightly news. You know what I mean? It's like Trevor Noah, but it's like dark and it's like over the top, and he says
Yeah,
whatever he wants. You know, it's fucking cool.
it's actually quite interesting because the way I found out about Andrew Schultz, I think on Twitter once there was a random clip of someone having like an epileptic fit at one of his shows,
Yeah.
and he just went in on it, and I thought this was so hilarious because like most comics these days, I mean, because of PC culture, they're afraid to
Yeah.
cross the boundaries, and this guy didn't give a shit, and I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
This guy's got some fucking balls, man. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he's just starting to blow up. He's even got a special on YouTube. It's called an improv special where he doesn't do any gags. He just does improv.
Yeah, crowd work and stuff. He's got a crowd work one as well.
Yeah,
He's got a 30-minute
crowd
crowd
special.
work
That's what it's
special.
called.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking, it's insane, dude. He's like, no, he like kind of paved the way for all these other like New York comedians who are kind of doing their shit now. So there's like Mark Normand who's brought out a special. Sam Morril, Joe List
Mark
brought
Norman's
out one.
specials also quality.
Have you seen Joe List?
Yeah,
Bro? It's
yeah.
so top, dude. It's so good.
Joe Lewis.
Joe List. Joe List. So he's Mark Norman's podcast buddy, dude. The guy they Tuesdays with stories together. They do a podcast together.
Got the black hair and the
Glasses.
the skinny.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So he did one, and it's like it's fucking fire as well. But it's like, so it's good for us to know that, like, okay, because everything's on lockdown, we can't do comedy. That at least there's some outlet for us. Hopefully, we just like, I just feel that like unfortunately in South Africa, people don't support. You know what I mean? Compared to like maybe in America or whatever, it's harder to get like a.
Yeah, man. Like the comedy industry in South Africa, like it's probably the bottom feeder out of all the entertainment industries. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, entertainment will pay a rapper or a DJ or even an influencer before they even think about a comedian, you know.
That's
So
a good point, bro. They'll pay someone to fucking do booty popping pics before they'll pay a comedy to actually entertain them, dude. That's so sad,
yeah,
bro.
or like that guy Dimpy Dimpo, you know, and that albino guy was like, "Come on, Nana."
Yeah.
You know, that guy he was just sitting in a car and just saying hype words, and all of a sudden he
Yeah.
gets booked at all these massive clubs, you know.
No, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. Yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, all you can do is just keep going and hope for the best, dude. Like, just keep it rolling, dude.
Yeah, I mean this stuff's cool, but nothing beats like a live audience, man. Like,
Yeah,
really
for sure.
miss.
When do you think we'll be back, dude?
I don't know. I bumped into Chris Forrest at the
Okay.
mall once, and he was saying for him it was like it's the longest. It's before this whole lockdown, the longest he had gone without comedy was like a week.
Shit.
So now, I mean, it's like 3-4 months. But he's saying he doesn't think until next year, even the beginning of next year, will still be a bit difficult.
Yeah, because I'm like now I'm trying to think of things of like how to do this. Like I'm trying to come up with ways. Like my brain just keeps ticking. It's like, what about park shows? You know what I mean? Like fucking doing it in a park, just like not charging people during the day. Like bring a PA system, like set out like boundaries or whatever, and then people can sit on their little fucking picnic blankets, and then you can do comedy. And then also there's this new.
I guess you.
Yeah. Okay. Right?
Yeah, sorry, man. I was saying,
Okay.
I guess you could do that, but the thing is, you need people to be at the park because I mean, you don't want to be performing to hobos on the bench.
Yeah, that's also true. And then you get mugged, and then they steal all your shit. And it's just like, you funny, but then he's got his PA system under your arm, and he just runs away with it. Yeah, okay, fine. There are flaws in my plan. I'll admit that. That's for sure.
Or you could do like hiking trails.
What do you do? You're running past people, and then you're like, "Hey, do you want to hear some dick jokes?" Do you know what I mean? They'll be like, just as you go past them, it's like, "Hey, do you want to hear a joke about abortion? Let me tell you." You know what I mean? This is like, yeah, I don't know. It's
rather
like,
a dick joke than an actual dick.
Hey, you want some puns, bro? Just standing in the parking lot. That's what it's gonna be, because I'm getting so list to actually do it. I want to do it so badly. I feel like I'm actually gonna just like do like guerrilla fucking shows. There's like stand out and I'm like, hey man, standing in like a car, the car park in Cressy with a microphone, like, hey man, I'll suck your dick to tell you some jokes, man. You know, like fucking, like just a fucking Paul James Chappelle, like, come on, man, just laugh at my jokes, man. Anything, I need some laugh.
Yeah, but you know what? The whole concept of park comedy, like, I don't know. Do you know Vuyo Gia?
No, I'm not familiar.
So he's from Maptown, and him and a couple of Pretoria comics, like a lot of the old school Pretoria comics. Back in the day, they used to go to like parks in Pretoria and then just perform without a mic, just perform to like little small audiences, and apparently it was pretty dope. So
Yeah,
not a
dude.
bad idea.
That's what I'd love to do that because that's what Dave Chappelle did, dude. He used to do that like when he just got back from South Africa after his like whole Comedy Central vibe. He went to America. He hadn't done any stand up, and he just started like going to Central Park. Okay, it's different. It's Dave Chappelle, but he's like but the people would just gather around, and then or it was in Washington, sorry, and then they would just freaking he just do comedy. So I'm just like I feel like there's got to be someone who like takes a step in that direction just to be like make something up to make something happen, you know what I mean, just like tries to fit into these new rules and these new regs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw Chappelle's like that 846 little mini special they did on YouTube when the whole George Floyd thing happened.
Yeah,
I mean, that concept is pretty cool. I mean, he has a little ranch on the outskirts where he invites people and then still does comedy. So it's
yeah,
also not a bad idea.
yeah, but it's also, but the thing is there the market for it? Do people want comedy that badly in South Africa? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. It's just like what's, you know what I mean, what do we get, how much, you know what I mean? It's just like how many people can you get? It's like Dave Chappelle can fill an arena, you know, there's not many people who could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually true, man. Like with us, we would sort of struggle because I mean, comedy is still quite a new culture in South Africa.
Yeah.
It's not as
I
prevalent.
guess the only thing you could do is try it and make it happen. I mean, look, I know the comics would be fucking keen. If you have like an event, so you have like an actual show where people could go do it, like people are going to be running to get on. No one's going to even want to charge for it. They'll just fucking do it for free.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I was talking with some of the guys like Sean Ray and them with about like what if we could do like an underground comedy club where
Mm.
it's like invite only and like nobody really knows about it type thing. So it's just
Yeah,
like word of mouth, inviting people, and then somehow get there. But the problem is if you get caught,
yeah.
curfew, it's a bit of a problem.
I got a friend of mine. She's like does this whole like sober socialite curious like sober curious socialite thing. So it's like about people who are in recovery and like don't drink and like take drugs or whatever. But like someone opened up a bar. It's no alcohol, but they're allowed to operate during COVID. So I was like, ooh, okay, fine. There's no alcohol, but they're allowed to operate. So like a restaurant would during COVID, but they're a bar space. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
So there, I'm like that
yeah,
like piqued my interest because I'm like, oh shit, okay, I could like that could work because it's like you host event there and then you have like a normal comedy night and you can get some fire comedians going and then people will promote it as well because there's nothing else going on with comedy in Joburg. So you get like you can have a fire
true.
lineup. Everyone does like 10, 15, you know, get like 4 or 5 people, and then you just like they'll be happy because they're getting selling food and whatever, and then you take the door,
Yeah.
even if you do charge or not. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
know. I mean, there's a common misconception that a lot of people think that if you're doing comedy, you need alcohol at the event. You
Mm.
don't. I
No,
mean,
for
there's
sure.
there's Muslim comedians, there's
Yes.
Christian comedians that have events where there's no alcohol and
Yeah.
it goes well.
Because I think the whole idea of like as a be the appeal for me is the fact that it's open and they've already got all like the COVID measures in place. I would say to have an event and have like people allowed there, and then as long as you adhere to the rules, as long as like people wear masks, as long as people are socially distant, you can do it. I mean, it'll be weird, it'll be different. It's nice to have like fucking theater seating and all that shit. That's the best way to do it. But fuck it, if it's you work with what you got.
It'll be quite interesting to perform to a crowd where people are wearing masks because
Yeah.
if someone heckles, you don't even know who it is.
Yeah, you don't know who it is. Yeah. Everyone's like looking, just like looking like that eyes. You're like, dude, that's so weird, eh? It's so weird. Well, it's so strange. Like with the mask thing is like going to, like I walk around supermarkets and that, and then I'll like, I don't know, like you naturally do it. Like you see like a girl who's attractive, or whatever, and you'll kind of give her like an eye. You know what I mean? You'll give her like
Yeah,
some kind of look, but like now you do it, and then like she just walks straight past you, and like, she gave me nothing, and you don't even know if she saw you or anything like that, because you're like, there's nothing going on. There's no interaction. You have no idea.
not
So
only
you just
that, dude.
stick in
I
your
mean,
bubble.
if you ask a girl out now, like if you bump into a girl who's wearing a mask and you ask her out, It's always going to be a blind date, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, did you get there and eventually you get her back to your place and you find out she's got teeth that could fucking chew an apple through a tennis racket. She's got
she hasn't taken off the mask until you guys get naked.
Yeah, or she leaves it on, boo. That would be even weirder.
apparently the strip clubs, dude. The strip clubs are open at the moment, and there's all the strippers and hoes or whatever, they wear their masks.
Hey man.
So I mean, they can take their panties off, but they can't take their masks off. You know?
That's so weird, bro. What world are we living in? It's just like, okay, cool. You can have your coochie. Hey, wait. Take your lips out. Not those lips. Not those lips. Put those lips back. Those lips. Wrong lips. Wrong lips, bitch. Savannah, what have I told you? That's so weird. They can
those cheeks. Those cheeks.
yeah, exactly. Wrong cheeks. That's fucking hilarious. That's so weird, boo. But the thing is, it's like, you think like, okay, who is driving that? Is it the fucking hoes who are driving that because they need the money? Or is it the pimps who fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, give me my money, bitch. Might be both.
And then the mask just flies off.
yeah. The mask flies across the room. Fucking hell. Yeah. It's like, damn. Let me so hard. I lost my mask. There goes Brandy's mask again.
It's gender-based violence and COVID-19 disaster management act rules.
Oh, bro, yeah. I don't know. There would be a public. I would like to say there'd be something that would happen to it, but like, I don't know what's going on with South Africa at the moment or with our government. They would take it forever. It would just like the people who, according to our government, if it worked the way our government works, the people who were slapping the bitches would be the one investigating the slapping of the bitches. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. You're investigating yourselves. They're like, oh, okay, cool. No one did anything wrong. Everyone's fine. Let's go back to fucking.
Yeah, but dude, what do you think? What do you think about the whole COVID-19? Because I know, like, I've got a few friends who are I don't like calling them conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, I mean, if you're anti-mainstream, you're automatically labeled as a conspiracy theorist.
Well, it depends on how far you want to go down the rabbit hole, dude. I'll wear a tinfoil hat every now and again, and fucking. But it's like, I don't know if, okay, so this is my take. I think I spoke to Vui about this. It's like, I don't know if they like there's a worldwide conspiracy to help, like, or to control populations. But I do believe that governments are taking advantage of these situations. They are getting something out of it. They are realizing that they can control their populations. I mean, think about like the whole like the level 3. It's like, okay, level 5, then level 4, then level 3. Oh, whoa, back to level 3.5. Let's see what they're like. Just literally just like making us dance, dude. Like, oh, look at hey, backwards and forwards, masks, no masks, cigarettes, no cigarettes, booze, no booze. I mean, they're just like fucking with us. They don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's more of South Africa. Like, we're taking advantage of it. Like, we don't know what we're doing. I think the government officials are just like, okay, here's a chance to have full control over people, so let's just fuck with them, I mean, look, you look at places like the UK, and maybe not the UK, but like Switzerland, for example. I've got a friend in Switzerland. She said she's going clubbing and everything's normal, and it's like inconsistent. Some countries are on level 5, other countries on level 1. It's like,
well, like
I guess maybe the cases that determine your level, so.
Well, like New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, they were the first one to have 0 deaths, like get down to 0 deaths. And then Sweden, they didn't have lockdown. Their businesses ran as usual, and they didn't shut down schools. And they're now at 0 deaths. So I'm like, okay. So there's like this whole thing about this herd immunity, which I understand. But I'm like in the unique position where like freaking, like I've got a kid on the way, so like I can't be going out and like fucking doing whatever, you know what I mean? It's like
you got a kid on the way, dude.
Yeah, he's coming at the end of August,
man.
bro. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Dude.
I'm super excited. I am, dude. I'm gonna fucking man. I'm gonna neglect the shit out of him. It's gonna be no, I'm joking. Like, no, yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, there's gonna be an Andrew-shaped hole in the fucking wall as soon as he's here. God, it's like, okay, you're alive. I'm out. No. I'm like literally.
So
thanks, man.
Have you been writing a lot of like dad jokes? Well, not dad jokes, but.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Jokes about being a dad, not fucking not stupid puns, boo. But Well, no, because it's like I don't know. My joke writing brain has kind of stopped. It's like this is why I like still doing the podcast because I could kind of get it out a little bit, and then I'm sure like doing the Sunday best with Gav is like it's the same thing as
100%, dude. It's
dude.
exactly
Yeah,
the same because like Gavin and I were actually talking about it. Like, what gags have we been? We both haven't been writing much gags, dude. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if many comics are still writing, but I
I
mean,
mean,
we what we both.
I wrote something the other day. I don't know what it was, but like yeah, I was just sitting here. I was just oh, actually, fuck. No, it's like yeah, it was about like it's about parents or whatever. It was like okay, my parents are divorced. They don't talk much anymore, but my mom still asks about him, so she still cares about him. But she asks about him like, "How's your dad?" Like as in saying like, "Is he still alive?" You know what I mean, like that type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
but that's like. Other than that, that's about it, and that's terrible. So you know what I mean? It's just like, is he dead yet? You know, like it seems like she acts like she cares, but she actually doesn't give a fuck about him. She just wants to see if he's still alive, so she can fucking celebrate or whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's
but I mean,
weird.
I guess you could write a lot of jokes about. I mean, things like Planned Parenthood, abortion. You could write a whole lot of things just
I
around the
did,
topic of having a child. You know? Yeah.
I did do that. Like, it's like I found out that like she was pregnant. I did a joke about that actually. I did it on stage just before because it was in Feb, and then I found out
Oh, for real.
about yeah. It was like well, it was like I found out like in Jan, and then where do you and then but like we were only seeing each other for like very like short, like a month or whatever when I found out, and then I was like, okay, what do you do?
Hectic.
Well, yeah, but so where do you take your new girlfriend that you've only been seeing for a month, who's pregnant on Valentine's Day? And then I'm like, well,
So
Mary
I,
Stopes is not the answer, you know. So like, and then that was kind of the idea.
so I take it wasn't planned.
Oh no, dude, no.
So what? So wait. So two options. You either forgot to pull out or your condom burst.
My reverse gear is terrible, bro. Let's put it that way. My reverse gear is terrible. This
You
is
know the
like,
reverse camera, dude. You need the reverse camera.
yeah, bro. My fucking
Or
no.
at least a car guard to be like, hey.
That's the one time I actually would have wanted a car guide, bro. The one time. The other times they fucking useless, but in that time I wouldn't have like, yeah,
That's
come,
worth
come, come,
that's
come.
worth paying £2 for, dude. That's worth paying £2.
Oh, that's fucking funny, yeah, dude. That's brilliant, actually. Yeah, so
There's a gag, dude. Already.
I know exactly, but that's the thing, though. It's like this is the thing. Is it's like how much of the shit you just get from rapping with fucking other comedians, dude. You just get this shit.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, that's how you get your creative juices flow. So, like,
Yeah,
back in the
exactly.
day when myself and Prince and Ebenezer and we used to have writing sessions, and I mean, you don't necessarily have to come with a joke. You could just talk about a topic, and then all of a sudden, there's a joke, and you find a joke from here and there. So, like, for example, like us talking right now about reverse camera or whatever this,
Yeah.
you just talking about that on stage would be hilarious. It's a
Yeah.
potential gag.
Exactly, dude.
So
Exactly. But this is not now. The whole thing is just like I guess we track them and we have them on the podcast or whatever, or on whatever. You can go back and like listen to them and just see like, or write it down or remember it and then use it
yeah,
later.
no, write it down and perform it. Because think about it like this. Okay, so Gavin and I will get like what 50 to 100 views compared to like we don't even know if those people will be at the comedy show
Yeah,
that
for
you're gonna
sure.
perform at.
For sure.
So you can do those jokes because I mean the same people who saw your video clip may not necessarily be at the show, so you can still
Yeah.
perform it.
Yeah, for sure. But what I do like about it as well, it's that stream of consciousness that you just kind of get it out, and it's like I mean, like with comedy, it's like in the moment, and then you're figuring out as you're going along. You come up with the topic, you try it out on stage, or you try it out with with a group of comics, and then they can give you tags, like exactly what just happened now. But it's just like
Yeah,
it's like that creativity thing of like having people around and being in that community and like that type of thing. That's the. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love being on stage and I love like the whole thing about it, but like what I miss about the whole poppies thing was like sitting at that table outside, you know what I mean? Like giving each other shit for it's just some of the most fun you
yeah,
can
man.
have.
I won't lie, dude. Like I miss almost everyone in the industry, dude. Like
Yeah, for sure.
not only the fact like you're saying, it's not only the fact about getting on stage. It's just catching up with other comics, seeing
Yeah,
what gigs are happening. Finding out, hearing guys' new material.
Yeah.
Them giving you advice on a gag, you giving them advice on a gag. That culture is kind of lost at the moment. That
Yeah, it is.
this is the only way we can do it now.
Yeah, it is. It is what we can do. Like I even said, like when I spoke to William, it's like, oh fuck, it felt good just to chat shit with a comic for a while. You know what I mean? Just to fucking rap and like whatever, keep it going. Because like it is. I think. I mean, so the decision for you and Gav to do Sunday Best, was that based on, okay, one, that you were doing the helping each other with the writing, or doing a writing kind of like thing every week, and then you just thought, ah, this is fun, let's just put it online.
Yeah, that's
All right,
exactly how
cool.
it was. And then, I mean, we figured since people can't come watch us perform and stuff, I mean, this is a nice avenue for people to see how comics come up with jokes on the spot,
Yeah.
what riffing is about, what improv is about. Also, like comedians have opinions, so we also want to show our opinions as well. So
Yeah,
that's
for sure. For sure. And
basically
they've always got, and then it also fulfills the thing of just like the whole social interaction as well. You know what I mean? Like getting that
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
It's quite interesting because like we don't actually like what we do is he reads the article, I read the article, but we don't write anything.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, there's zero writing. When we're on, like when we're recording it, that's when the jokes just pop up. We just come.
Oh,
That's why
really?
sometimes there's a lot of dead air where we're just sitting thinking, but obviously you delete that out. You don't see it
Yeah.
edited. So,
Yeah. So how long would you say your sessions go? Because they're like what? They're like how long is it an episode, average?
dude. So we're trying to keep it minimum 35, maximum 55. So
Okay.
we've had we've had episodes where we go like 1 hour 20, 1 hour
Sure.
30. Nobody's gonna watch that. Someone would rather watch a football game or a movie than
Yeah,
watch two
true.
guys crack dick jokes over newspaper articles.
Unless you're
So
a comic, you know what I mean? Unless you're a
yeah,
comedian and then you like the process, yeah, for sure.
yeah, but I mean, obviously, like we don't have that much of a following as of yet. So right now, we
Mm-mm.
just want to keep it short and punchy, and just cut out the dead air. And then, as time goes by, we'd obviously like to get to something like a Joe Rogan, where we have like 2 hour podcast type thing, where
Yeah,
we're
for
sitting,
sure.
yes, that
For
type of
sure.
thing.
But the thing is, I mean, like, I was hoping that, like, in this whole instance, that people would be starving for content, that they'd be fucking done with it. You know what I mean? That, like, there's like over it. But now I think maybe because sport is back, people are kind of like, oh, okay, they've got that and whatever. You know, they're watching that a bit more. But I mean, for me, I'm not bothered by sports. I never watched it anyway.
Yeah, you did say you're not very much of a sport. I mean, I watch a bit of football now and then,
Oh, is it?
which is awesome. But it's not the same, dude. Without the crowd,
Yeah,
it sucks, dude.
yeah, for sure. It's like anything. I
And
mean,
it's
like
quite
the
interesting. Sorry, man. It's quite
okay,
interesting though. So with some of the football, like the players themselves don't hear a crowd. There's no speaker that's playing a fake crowd sound. But the video feed that you're watching, they put a fake crowd sound in it, so it gives the feel. But when the players are actually playing, and in some like CNBC and these special like subscriptions, you can have that removed where you can just listen to the players as if they're training.
what?
It's weird.
That
Yeah.
is weird. Yeah, it is weird. It's like it's weird, like how, like, I don't know, like it's weird trying to fit into this thing that it feels like jamming like a fucking, I don't know, a fucking massive butt plug in an asshole. Do you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? It's just like
Well, you can always
it's
make it fit, bro.
yeah. This is the thing is, but that's what they're trying to do. They're going to make it fit, but everyone's crying.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There's
yeah,
tears. You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's just like we want the normal thing. Can't you just start with a finger? You know, like I don't know. My analogy is completely fucked there, but I think you know what I'm trying to get at. It's just
But
like
it's also ridiculous, dude. So you'll see like the stewards or the camera crew or like the coaches wearing masks, but when the players are on the field, I mean, after they score, they're hugging, and it's just like, where's it doesn't
but,
make any sense. What
but
social distancing is this? Like, why? Just, there's no logic. I don't know. Just logic has just gone out the window. This
yeah,
whole
it is. It's like no one knows what the fuck to do. No one knows. It's just like the only people who kind of have an idea are fucking like people who are researching it and then looking for cures and like fucking epidemiologists and disease experts and all the rest of stuff. Maybe they know something, but anyone else.
But even them, dude. Like, I feel like okay. Like, so for example, some of these guys, some of these conspiracy theorists, they say that the disease doesn't even actually exist. It's just flu symptoms. And like I noticed at the beginning, okay, diarrhea wasn't a symptom, then it was a symptom, and then they were saying this is a symptom. It's like you just make up symptoms as you go because you don't really know what the fuck disease this really is, you know?
Yeah, it's like then they said, okay, like my brother sent me an article from the UK. He's like, oh, but you must be careful. Rash is a symptom now, and this stuff. But I'm like, okay, cool. But then like they're coming up with all symptoms. It's like, you know what's a symptom now? The new symptom, breathing. Breathing is a symptom now. You know what also is? Your hair growing. Your hair growing is also a symptom. Your skin is getting itchy. That's also a symptom. Oh my word, you have to brush your teeth in the morning. You've got COVID. I mean, like, fuck off. Everything's a fucking symptom now. You know, it's just like,
did you just fart? Oh, flatulence is a symptom.
it's a symptom. Yeah, exactly. Eating McDonald's, that's a symptom. Oh my word. Fuck. Oh my word. A craving for beef. Oh no. Oh no. It's like, come on, you know.
And then also, like every other day, you see an article about what helps fight COVID. So, for example, a glass of red wine will prevent COVID-19. A blunt will prevent COVID. It's like,
But that's also the thing is, it's just like we're like, I like the whole thing is like this whole pandemic and the whole shutdown and everything like that is just like it didn't need to happen. It didn't. Like it didn't happen with fucking H1N1. It didn't happen with fucking SARS. It didn't happen with like bird flu or any of those things. We didn't need to do that. We didn't. And this has killed less people than that. It's killed less people than fucking death kills people. Do you know what I mean?
it's like, true, dude. That's it. Like my brother was talking about the mortality rate. Like a lot of the numbers are based on what we usually would have in a regular year. Mm-hmm. So the number of deaths in the year, like heart attacks or lung disease or whatever, is just your standard statistic. But now they're just blaming everything on COVID-19.
Yeah. Well, have you heard that there's like a lot of instances where because the hospitals get extra funding if they report COVID-19 cases. So people have been dying of heart attacks, but they had COVID, but they're like, oh no, it was COVID. And then we're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Some people, they're just being declared dead from COVID, even if they die of something else. Like you could die of gout, and it's like, oh, it's COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, he got run over by a car, but he had COVID. There was COVID in the driver that hit him had COVID, therefore he died of COVID. COVID related.
There's a speck of COVID on them.
COVID related. It was COVID related because the driver of the car that hit him had COVID. Fuck off.
The forensics took a sample of the bumper. There was COVID on it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the fucking problem as well. Like, I mean, it's like kind of what you guys like speak about. Like, I mean, you use like CNN, you use those articles, but like you understand that it's fucking sensationalist, fucking scaremonger bullshit, dude. It's just like, and everything is like these. It's like we get our news from Facebook and from Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool, bro. Twitter is like such a terrible place. I'm
actually thinking of deleting Twitter. I actually want to, but as a comic, you can't because you need to keep. You need to find out what's relevant, and there's also potential gags or whatever's going on.
Do you check out any gags and stuff on Twitter to test them, like social media?
Yeah, I mean sometimes, not as much as I used to. Back in the day I did, yeah, but now. Also, I mean, if it doesn't get any airplay and nobody actually fucking retweets it, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. I gave up on Twitter a long time ago. I don't use it at all. Now I just say offensive shit on Facebook, and then people get irritated with me, but it's fine. I don't care.
It's actually Facebook is the one that I'm not active on. So like I have it linked to my Instagram, but I don't actually go onto my Facebook and look through and stuff because I just feel as if it's so much, dude. There's like adverts, there's people I don't know. Yeah. There's just a whole bunch of shit, and I'm just like I can't handle it.
No, it's not cool, bro. It's not. It's like it's all of it. It's like I mean, Instagram's fine. Like I can look at like I mean, there's a lot of nice booties. Yeah, there's a lot of nice booties on Instagram. A lot of nice booties. Too many, but like it's like yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just getting daydreaming thinking about them. Like in my stories, like swiping past them. But yeah,
like if you go to your search page, it's just ass everywhere, dude.
Well, the thing is, it's so weird though because like I mean, as of recent, I followed like a few like new thoughts or whatever they're called, like the new Instagram posts, and then like I get like instantly fucking instant messages, DMs saying like, hey, like, and it's the same thing all the time. They've got private accounts, they've got fucking this, and I'm like, what are they?
The account name is like XJ42C3.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is definitely, I'm cool. I'm winning. This is it. I'm gonna meet the love of my life on this fucking thing. It's ridiculous, dude. I don't get it.
When I started off on Instagram, it was like that, and then I realized how the algorithm works. Where if you like certain photos, that's what you're gonna get popped. What's gonna pop up in your feed.
Yeah.
So what I started to do is I started to where you can see few of these posts
Yes.
So I started like cutting out all the booty and all that superficial shit. And so I started following more things like sports,
Yeah, for sure.
sports stars, cartoon strips,
Yeah.
games, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Comics, whatever. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, look, but the thing is, I mean, like social media is also shit anyway. It's also shit. It's
Yeah,
just like
all of it is
it's the
shit.
thing. It's like none of it is policed. None of it is actually fucking makes any sense. None of it is really like anyone can write anything that they want about anything, and then people are like, it's real. It's so real. I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, it's interesting that they'll condone like fake news, like if people can just bombard bullshit and they'll allow it. But as soon as you put something controversial, then all of a sudden you get banned or blocked or it gets pulled
Yeah,
down.
yeah, that is strange, dude. I've never been blocked. I mean, like fucking one can only hope
Well,
it'll happen one day.
I got banned from Twitter.
Did you?
Like, yeah, dude.
What did
I
you?
remember when there was those xenophobic attacks happening in
Yeah,
Joburg,
yeah.
and so I tweeted about South Africans and their xenophobia. And dude, like that was like one of the rare times I got so many comments on my tweets, like people just attacking me, saying "fuck you," "go back to your country," all sorts of shit, dude. And then
What?
like the following day, I was removed off Twitter.
Whoa. That's so you just made a comment about how xenophobia was, or like how hectic it was, and then they just like
Yeah,
people.
exactly. I was just talking about how xenophobic South Africans are because they were like because of the riots that were happening in Joburg CBD. I don't know if there was
Mm,
a time when the police versus like a lot of the foreigners was going on,
yeah.
and people were making xenophobic comments, and then I just outed them on that. It's like guys, stop fucking being xenophobic or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. So,
So
but then
stuff like
but then they called you out as like, and then they started making xenophobic comments to you, as if to prove your
exactly,
fucking
dude.
point. So they proved your
Exactly, and then
point. That's fucking
Twitter
hilarious.
blocks me, dude. They report me, and Twitter blocks me.
That's hilarious. It's just like South Africans are so xenophobic. No, we're not. Get the fuck out of your country, out of our country. You fucking whatever. And I'm like, you just proved my point, bro. You just proved my point.
Dude.
It's that's the thing is, it's just like that's the thing with social media as well. Like you say something, and then even if it's like a joke and it's taken the wrong way, and then like it's happened to me like once or twice where I'm like I had to start explaining myself, and then I had did once or twice, and then it just got like whoa, like more of this and more of that, and I'm like, whew, people do not have a sense of humor about this. I missed the joke. I got it wrong. Something happens. I'm like delete. I don't want to fucking. I don't. I'm not going to be
Yeah,
in it,
dude.
dude.
It's quite
Not.
interesting. That actually happened to me on Facebook as well, like
Mm,
a few years ago. When the whole LGBTQ movement started,
yeah.
and there was an article about age fluidity. So
Yeah.
it was an article in satire. It wasn't legit.
Mm-mm.
It was basically about if we allow this whole LGBTQ and allowing people to identify on how they feel. If I feel like a 12-year-old boy trapped in a 40-year-old man's body, that means I can go. I can pedophilia is allowed. You know. So I shared that article and I said, look, this LGBTQ thing is now going to have an A on it. Soon it'll become supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It
Yeah.
was a joke, dude.
Yeah.
And next thing, I got attacked left, right, and center. Like, oh, take that shit down. I can't be your friend if you're putting this up. I was like, well, okay, you know what? I'll take it down.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that much to me, to be honest. I don't care about it. But do you
Yeah.
know like that? How long ago was that? Was that like a year or two ago?
But about 2 years ago, yeah, quite a while back.
So what's interesting though is that fucking the whole movement to have pedophiles classified in the LGBTQ plus fucking A times 7 million
Yeah.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious fucking they are like it's in some places in America it's looking like it might be possible that they will do that. How
No way.
fucked? Yes, boo. They are pushing. They are they might be passing. I have to double check this, boo. But like, it might actually be a good topic for you guys on Sunday. But like, it's looking close that
Yeah,
they
if you
might
if you
actually
can
fucking.
if you can find an article, please send it to
Oh,
me.
well,
Like, just
100%, dude. Because
WhatsApp.
the
Yeah.
thing is, I read something about it. I saw something about it the other day. I think even fucking Joe Rogan posted it, or someone did on Instagram, and I was like, "Whoa, this is too fucked up for me, bro. This is way." I'm like, come on, bro." It's like now,
Yeah.
it's just like they want this part. They want part to be part of the symbol club, bro. And I'm like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, man. Apparently, the guys who fund the whole LGBTQ and the whole Black Lives Matter and all of these like movements, they're part of that like 1%. that control all of media and all of that. So they're just trying to create division and distraction. Well, I mean, that's according to conspiracy theorists, of course.
Oh, so yeah, let's get back into conspiracy theories because you brought it up, and I wanted to actually say, like, I need to ask you the question. It's like, how are you about the whole conspiracy theories with regards to COVID? What do you?
I don't know, dude. I'm on the fence because, like, there's one part of me. Because I mean, back in the day, dude. Look, firstly, I mean, I grew up Catholic and I was quite religious, and
Okay.
then I found, like, then I found marijuana and documentaries in varsity.
I got fingered by a priest, but we all get out of Catholicism for different reasons, but it's fine.
Well, I've got stories about that too, but that's for another day.
No, yeah, that's another day. Yeah.
But anyway, so after like, I don't know if you've ever seen Zeitgeist.
I have, yeah. That got me down that rabbit hole. I went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. So that made me open up a whole new, can of worms in terms of what's real and what's not real. Like, what are we actually consuming? And is CNN, CNN is bullshit, stuff like that. And like, I've got a few friends who are still stuck in that, and they're like, this, all of the shit that we see on the news is 100% fake. The COVID is made up. Like, they're tracking us with vaccines. Bill Gates is going to track us. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of things. And for me, it's really difficult to say what is fact and what isn't fact. You got to use reasoning. You got to use your own, sense of logic and some common sense and be like, okay, this makes sense, but this doesn't make sense. That type of thing,
Yeah.
So,
but it's like, but the thing is, like, when it comes to conspiracies, right? It's like, I mean, are you familiar with Alex Jones?
Alex Jones.
Yeah. So Alex Jones is this guy. He's been on the Joe Rogan podcast a few times, and he's like this guy who's like had these crazy conspiracy theories, hectic things, like or like over the top like things. And he was like saying, like he was going on years ago about how there is a fuck island and how fucking, like, this is years and years ago. And he was talking about like how people were getting flown to have fucking sex with underage girls in this island and all this other shit. Came out, the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. It was right. You know what I mean? So the thing is, it's just like these people get labeled by the media as fucking all of these things and all this fucked up stuff or whatever, but like sometimes they're right, dude. Sometimes these crazy conspiracies are actually right. And then it's just like, you're like, whoa, you don't know what to believe. I'm like, okay, fine. I do not believe the earth is flat and we're riding on the back of some fucking intergalactic turtle.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, stuff like that. I mean, it's just common sense using your brain. A flat earth, I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Exactly.
Space and things like that. Whereas things like, the Jeffrey Epstein, that's highly possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you. I don't know, like, for example, like aliens. People always ask me, like, do you believe in aliens and stuff like that? I mean, I believe in aliens as much as I believe that there's a God. There's enough evidence to show that there's aliens as there's a God.
Well, with there's
probably more evidence for aliens than there is for God.
Well, dude, like statistically, there are how many billions and trillions of fucking planets out there and stars, and how many of those billions of trillions of fucking stars have planets close enough to them to support life, bro? It's very fucking. Law of probability says
we're quite self-absorbed and self-centered to think that we're the only species, the only intelligent species in the whole universe, dude.
Bro, of course. But of course, the thing is, we'll meet fucking aliens. They'll be like, ooh, gross. They don't look like us. Do you know what I mean? That's what they'll be like. They'll be like, oh, they don't look anything like us. Ew. And then they're going to be like, they're going to fucking come here and be like, oh my God, they worship this fucking person with fake boobs ass. They're going to be like, oh, their ideal of beauty is Kim Kardashian. But it's just like, you know what I mean? Gleep and Glorp are fucking way prettier. They've got 12 tits.
Yeah, look, I mean, I was always skeptical about the whole alien thing. But then when I watched, have you seen Unacknowledged?
No, I'll watch it.
Check that out. It's on Netflix. Unacknowledged, as well as what's this other one? Bob Lazar. The Bob Lazar.
I watched the Unacknowledged. Unacknowledged. Okay, cool. I listened to a bit of Bob Lazar on Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah. I actually saw the whole Bob Lazar thing on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
And dude, it's amazing what. I mean, also, dude, during this lockdown, didn't we have recent images that were released by the Pentagon about UFOs?
Oh yeah.
Images, dude, and people are like,
Everyone's well, I mean, like fucking it's like what? It's dude, it also happened like fucking this year. 2 people in the UK were cured of fucking HIV. Cured. They're gone.
Yes.
And they were like,
that as well. And we were just
What?
like,
Okay, and then like, oh, what about the dying koalas as well? We've forgotten about that too, bro. This is the problem with our culture, dude. Like, it's like I was saying this to Vui as well, dude. It's just like we literally are so blinded and so short-sighted, and our attention spans are so fucking short that like the media will dangle shiny keys in front of us like a baby, and then be like, "Goof, go," and then like, and because like, fucking forget about George Floyd. You know what I mean? But like, no one
yeah,
wants to, but it's just like, no, there's something else going on now. There's something else more important. There's the fucking
yeah.
Democratic debate about fucking, like, it's like, the Democrats are so fucking corrupt as well, bro. The Clinton family, you gotta fuck those
Dude,
people.
like also, I mean, American politics, that's another fucking fallacy, dude. Like,
Jesus, dude.
I mean, the whole like, especially after seeing the whole zeitgeist thing about, and also seeing the whole Bilderberg group and all those conspiracies about, secret societies and how, you get these companies that are funding both the Democrats and the Republicans, and you're
Mm.
just like, this thing is fucked. And then there's that Cambridge Analytica thing that happened,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they bombarded people with fake news to sway votes, and you're like, there's no such thing as democracy anymore.
I
The
know.
whole thing is fucked.
Dude,
It's just
America
crazy.
is so fucking corrupt, bro. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous, dude. The whole thing just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. I don't understand. And it's just like, I mean, it's like we've got like like South Africa's got corruption, obviously. Fucking, it's terrible. But like our corruption is so, it's like first grade level corruption. Dude, those guys are higher grade maths, fucking ad maths, matric, bro. Actually,
Those
BSc
are those are
science, doctoral.
PhDs, dude.
Bro,
PhDs, bro.
doctorals. Bro, they've got doctorates in corruption. Bro. They've got paid corruption, dude. It's called lobbying. You're allowed to pay someone to fucking fund you. It's ridiculous, dude.
And it's quite interesting because a lot of people have this perception like, oh, South Africa is such a corrupt country, as if the rest of the world isn't being paid in the back. Like, it's like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
difference here is that it's open and exposed. We're
Yeah.
seeing it,
Yeah.
whereas like in Europe or the West, you don't see it because the media just focuses on Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. It's like,
But that's the thing, dude. That's what it is. It's just like it's like, oh, okay, cool. Thank God Kanye West had a breakdown, so we can take the fucking we can take the media attention off what's going on, the dodgy shit that's going on, and now we can focus it on fucking Kanye freaking out. You know what I mean? It's just like we use like we like things that are and it's problem because it permeated the rest of our culture. It's just like now the youth has done that thing as well. It's just like with this whole cancel culture, it's just like they will latch onto something and then they will run with it, and then if it's someone says something enough now, it means that it's true. If someone calls you something enough now, it means that it's true. It's just like, holy shit. It's like, no, there's no due process. There's no fucking investigation. There's nothing. It's like,
yeah.
like, it's, yeah.
I mean, with the whole Kanye West thing as well. Like, for example, I mean, they criticized him for making those comments about Harriet Tubman,
Yeah, yeah.
and I mean, what they did was they just took a snippet of his whole speech,
Yeah.
and then just said, "Oh, this is what Kanye believes." This is what, rather than actually, thinking about context and using a voice of reason to be like, actually, you know what? He's talking about the systemic slavery, and not
Yeah.
just her like rescuing the slaves and they're becoming slaves elsewhere. And like in that video, if you see it, I mean, the people react so quickly. Everything's polarized now, dude. It's like
Yeah.
it's either wrong or right. It's not like, is there a gray area? Can we discuss it? There's no right and wrong answers to things, but
Yeah.
we live in a world where if you're not with us, you're against us, type thing.
But that becomes such a problem because the thing is, it's just like people have like these hard line ideas and these hard line like kind of like this is the way it is. You know what I mean? This is what I believe in. But then the thing is, there's no one. Everyone is too embarrassed to admit when they're wrong. So they can't be like, oh well, it's all about winning. It's all about, like you said, it's all about being right and wrong. It's not
It's
about fucking getting the truth, which is the
it's
scariest.
ego driven, dude. It's all ego
Yeah.
driven. People aren't self-aware about their egos. People have subconscious issues that they haven't dealt with. People don't go to therapists. They go into Twitter. It's a
Yeah.
mess.
Well, dude, I mean, speaking of the Democrats, be like one of the candidates she dropped out in March, I think. Her name was Tulsi Gabbard, and she
Mm.
exposed this woman who is now going to be Biden's running mate. Is going to be his. She is now Biden's uh, vice president, and when she was, I don't remember what she was. I think she was a district attorney or something like that, and she was bearing evidence to help get an innocent man off because she wanted a conviction. And this other chick brought it out and brought it to the media attention, and then the Democrats turned her against her because she wasn't a good enough candidate, and then they kind of just kicked her out, and she just like lost the race. And this is the woman who's going to be like the vice president for Biden. It's just like there's no, I don't know. It's just like just because she's in the left wing and everyone likes her, and she's a woman, and she's like a minority, everyone's like, okay, cool, we've got to go for her. That's it. You know what I mean? It's just like, even though Hillary was so corrupt, and it came out that she was corrupt during the 2016 elections, like everyone was like, oh, she's a woman and she's a Democrat, we must vote for her, even though she's full of shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like as soon as something is what's the term as they call in the US, minority, if it's a minority driven person, all of a sudden it makes it okay. You know, minorities can be fucked up too, dude.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
like,
For sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's like the whole thing is just like, oh, okay, cool. Like I don't know, like someone. It's like I think it often happens with with gays or whatever. It's just like, oh, okay, you're like he's gay, therefore he's gonna rape a dude. It's just like, no. I mean, like there might be a guy who is there might be a guy who is gay who would do that. But that's him. It doesn't mean all gay guys are like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like, it's one, like, they are gay assholes, they are white assholes, they are fucking colored assholes, they are fucking female assholes, they are Native American assholes. Everyone has assholes in them. They are cunts all over the world.
Human beings, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel as if we're breaking away. There's this massive divide in terms of actually identifying ourselves as Homo sapiens.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it fundamentally, dude, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're gender fluid, whatever, all Homo sapiens have emotions, dude. And we're all driven by emotions.
Yeah.
And those are the things, those are the defining factors behind a human being, is their emotions and then their characters and their characteristics. Not their physical attributes or their religious beliefs or their political beliefs and all those external like environmental social structures that have been imprinted on us. And people, I don't know, I just feel as if like the original term of woke, that's what pisses me off about the original term for woke was being able to, is basically going beyond a certain consciousness and understanding how the real world works. You know, now being woke is if you use politically correct terms. You can use politically correct terms and still not understand how the real world works.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
That doesn't make you woke, dude. It just makes you a fucking, I don't know, Bachelor of Arts educated tool. I don't know, dude. It's
you know it, right? You know they got the BAs, bro. They're full of it, bro. They're using their woke English language and like it's like, yeah. It's just
that's another thing, dude. For example, here, like for me, for example, right? English is not my mother tongue, dude. Okay. I mean, I grew up in a foreign. I was born in a foreign country, and then I grew up in a town where English was like spoken like as the third language, right?
Got you.
So if I go around now calling he or she for gender fluid people because this shit is relatively new in the English language, how can you criticize me as a person who doesn't yet have English as a first language to expect me to follow the English rules and regulations?
Yeah.
And now you're going to cancel me and criticize me because I didn't speak your language. That's like some subconscious intellectual colonization, dude.
Yeah. But it's like I completely agree with you, because the thing is like, look, I mean, like if I get it wrong and I say like you, him, her, or fucking you, whatever, I don't know, whatever you fucking identify as, I say he and it's actually a she or whatever, and then they scream and shout at me because I got it wrong. But they're transitioning, or I'm like, hey, boo, like everyone's allowed to make the mistake. I'll call you whatever the fuck you want me to call you, but it doesn't mean that I am a shitty person. It doesn't mean that I'm a redneck. It doesn't mean that I'm okay, the thing is, it's like woke. I think like what you like, if I'm agreeing with you, is like woke has come with elitism. You know what I mean? I'm so woke. It's like a badge of honor to be that woke, to know fucking all the fucking gender pronouns, to fucking identify as whatever. You know what I mean? It's just like, this is also the problem as well. Is if it's so cool to be woke and it's so cool to be part of this culture, isn't indoctrinating change in people who don't actually want to change, like who don't actually like? It's making it okay for people. I don't know. It's confusing people. It's confusing children.
It's confusing. Kids are growing up wondering what the. I actually feel bad for
Yeah, me
this new
too.
generation because they're
Me
like,
too,
what
dude.
the fuck? They're so confused, dude. They don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck's going on, how to speak, how to act, how to behave, what to say. Like our sense of freedom is completely gone, dude.
Well, dude,
It's
I mean,
gone.
imagine how awkward and weird and fucking nerve-wracking was it being in high school when we were in fucking high school. It was fucking weird and awkward and shitty, and you were worried about people liking you and doing things wrong or whatever. Like, but that was just like you could talk how you wanted to. You could be a bro. You could be a jock. You could be fucking a nerd. You could be all of those things. There were these little bubbles. Now there are fucking. You have to be aware, woke, and conscious of every single group. You have to respect everyone's culture all the time, no matter what, in every instance, no matter and it's like it's so much pressure. I mean, just like I feel like there's so much pressure on the kids. I mean, it's easy enough to respect other people, just be a nice fucking person, but it's just like the added pressure of being worrying about being wrong all the time. It must be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, yeah. But I think what happens is it's gotten to a stage where we're judging people on words and speech rather than
Yeah,
action, you know?
yeah, for
Like
sure.
whatever happened to judging a character of a man by his actions and not what he says, you know? Like, I mean, I've met some people who talk recklessly and don't give a fuck, but they're the nicest people around, you know?
Mm,
But
mm.
now because they don't
What's
fit into those social norms of how you should speak, they're automatically cancelled and neglected
yeah.
because they offend you.
But the thing is, that's why I love comedians. That's why I love the comedians because we are reckless and we are willing to fucking push ourselves and we are willing to say it. And the thing is, amongst other comedians, hopefully, I'd like to think that they're like, oh well, he was trying a joke. It didn't work. It wasn't funny. He hadn't worded it right, so they understand the process. But my biggest problem is when comedians pile on other comedians. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I
that's an
agree with
issue.
you. I don't like the fact like it's like I've heard some hack material, I've heard some racist material. I've seen it all, but at the end of the day, when I see this is just a comic trying out a gag
Yeah,
and it's just an art form and he's trying to express the art form. Okay, yeah, sure, maybe he doesn't know much or he's not as educated. Yeah, sure, we can educate and explain, but doesn't mean now you must cancel and cut out the comic completely from the industry just because you're gonna offend a few people. Someone's always gonna get offended, dude. You can make a joke about peanut butter, and the people who like jam are gonna get offended.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
you know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
dude. You're right,
You
dude.
can't please everyone.
Yeah, you're right,
You
dude.
can't.
Fuck. No, you can't be
And
serving.
social media give us this false idea that okay, you know what, we should be liked by everyone, and if you don't get liked or if you like if people don't follow you and stuff like that, then you're shit or you're not important, and that's why we have things like depression and anxiety and people
For
dealing
sure.
with mental health.
No, but the
It's
less fucks you give, the happier you are, boo. By a long fucking way. By a long way, dude. It's just
yeah,
like that's why I'm like such a huge fan of what Andrew Schultz is doing and Tim Dillon are doing and fucking
yeah,
like people like in the like Legion of Skanks. I always like talk about them as well. Like they're like these comedians who are just like fuck the system, fuck the PC culture, fuck whatever. I'm gonna say whatever I want because I know my intention. Even Bill Burr like pushes this thing, and he's like one of the ghosts at the moment. You know what I mean? And he pushes this thing as just like just because I said it this way and you came into the hostile environment of a comedy club, I said it this way, or I said it in a way, and you cut it with your childhood and your experiences and the fact that you like peanut butter but not jam, or vice versa. And I'm speaking about jam. Now you're allowed to get pissed off with me, and now you automatically know what my intention was with the joke. It's like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
joking.
No, I
You're
mean,
in a
for example,
comedy club.
if I can give you a situation, for example, me, right? I mean, I'm Sri Lankan born, right? I'm South Asian,
Hmm.
right? Now, in South Africa, I'm just another Indian guy down the road, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if I meet someone who's all about woke, and in fact, I've been corrected about what sort of pronouns to use, right? But I asked them, so what do you think I am? Then they're like, oh no, you're just an Indian guy. Then I'm like, oh, okay, so you want me to be specific about gender, but when it comes to my nationality or my identity,
Wow.
it doesn't matter to you. You know,
Wow.
where do you
That's the
draw the line? Gender matters, but now other identifying factors don't matter.
you you have a checkmate in your back pocket for any white fucking woke Karen ever, bro. you have the checkmate fucking piece, boo. You've got them every single time because there's nothing they can say because they're trying to be woke as fuck and they're calling you an Indian. I'm like, well, I'm actually from Sri Lanka and you don't understand my background and you're just assuming because that's their favorite word. It's like, oh, so you're just assuming. They put this on everyone else. It's like you're assuming this. Like, you're assuming that I'm Indian.
People make stereotypes about me all the time, dude. But I don't go around saying, "Oh, fuck you, dude. You should be saying South Asian." I don't go to with the application form in the government say, "Look, why isn't there South Asian on here and not Indian?"
Dude, exactly. Yeah, dude. Sure, that's a good point. Bro, I really appreciate you for doing this, dude. We've done an hour already, bro. It was awesome.
Oh, dude, this was awesome, bro. We should definitely do this again. Thanks, man.
Anytime, bro. I appreciate it, dude. So Sunday best every Monday. Do you bring it out every Sunday? Is it on Sunday?
Every Sunday we will. I mean, obviously people watch it on Monday because we do the editing and stuff on Sunday. Okay. So yeah, every Sunday it's released. We put it on YouTube. We put it on Instagram, little snippets on Instagram.
Nice.
So I mean, the next one I'll share the latest one with you.
Please do it. I'll put it out. I'll put the link out. I'll put your YouTube shit out, and then where do people follow you on the Instagrams and that?
Yeah, it's Isuru Jin, ISURU.
Okay, awesome, dude. Perfect, bro. Shot, dude. I really appreciate you doing this, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks, bro. Keep it up, bro. I'll chat to you soon.
Good luck with the fatherhood, dude.
Thanks, dog. Sweet, bud.
Yeah, you better start budgeting for that shit, dude.
Bro, shit is expensive. Motherfucker. Oh my god, bro.
So what are you doing for work, dude? Like,
I'm working from home, dude. I'm working from home.
Oh, okay.
I'm still working. And you?
Well, I mean, we're in the construction industry, so we're back.
What do you do? Are you in the construction? Are you an engineer?
Yeah, dude. I graduated.
I didn't want to assume, but I'm just like.
It's fine, dude. It's quite interesting, dude. Like, I've got like these friends I went to school with, who went abroad to like the US and stuff.
Yeah.
And they met other Sri Lankan guys, and they were all engineers as well. It's like a stereotype for no, too. So
it's not a
trying to find the
Yeah, dude. So you're in the construction industry. What do? You do like, are you like structural, civil, or?
No, so I did mechanical. So I'm actually a project manager for a lot of the mechanical engineering works, like your air conditioning.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, interesting. Do you do so you do like for mechanical HVAC systems and shit?
So I don't do the design or anything. I basically manage consultants and contractors. So like if there's a job that's going on and there's a team of consultants, whether it's a structural engineer, whether it's electrical engineer, I'll manage them in terms of their drawings and whatever, and passing that information on to the client. And then also I'll manage the contractor to make sure the contractor does the work.
Okay.
The work is
but are you working from home or are you working from office?
No, we've got an office. The office is in Four Ways. So.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. No, because I'm in the construction industry as well. I'm working architecture.
Oh, dope, dude.
Yeah.
You work for a firm?
Hey? Yeah, I work for a firm. Yeah. So if you guys if we do anything big, then I'll let you know, dude. But now we're just doing houses.
Yeah, dude. Well, we're also doing residential now. So I mean, if we're looking for another architect, the thing is, I know a lot of architects at the moment. So, but I mean, I will give you a shout if. Do
you know anyone actually? Do you know anyone who's looking for work? Who might, if you could put feelers out to someone who's looking for work to do hotels, bro. We've got a hotel coming in Ghana, I think.
Okay, that's cool.
So, but like we're looking for someone specifically who does hotels. So if you know anyone, just let me know. Yeah.
Are you looking for like a property developer, or are you looking for?
No, architect specific.
Architect who's doing hotels.
Architect because we're gonna do like it's gonna be bid for like a big architectural company, and then we're gonna run it locally. But we need a team to do all the detailing, all that type of stuff. I've done like a lot of like residential, educational, that type of stuff. So we're looking for someone specifically who's done hotels. But yeah.
Okay, no, it's cool. I'll ask the guys. I've got I work with like 4 different architectural firms at the moment. I'll ask them if they have anyone who's specialized in hotels, and then I'll send you their contact.
Please, bro. That'd be awesome. Thanks, Buck.
Right. And if you guys are looking for a project management consultancy, give me a shout, dude.
100%, dude. We'll do. For sure. Definitely, bro.
Right, awesome, dude.
Cool. Dude. Super.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, man. Have a good one.